Okay, so I wanted to record a little tutorial for the clip into chapter 2. So I don't really think the movement that I do at the beginning of this is really all that important, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain what I like to do here. So I just wait till Mario stops moving after the door transition, then go straight left, straight up to where I run into the stair, and then do a full jump and let go of the stick in the air. Mario should always land like roughly in the same spot. I hold right. After Mario starts rubbing on the first step, jump, second step, jump, and then I pause up here and switch to upright. Then when I'm in the corner, press R, and then I pause again. And really, I think the only important thing is that you end up in this corner holding upright in paper mode and then pause. I think the setup I do is probably not all that important, but seems to work best for me when I do it. So just left, up, jump, right, jump, jump, pause, switch to upright in the pause menu, hold R, and then pause again. And then I'm going to hold right in the pause menu, and jump. And I'm going to run against this wall, enter paper mode, let go of R, and keep running against the wall for a bit. And all of that setup basically is to hopefully get a good X coordinate. We need a sort of precise X coordinate for this clip to work. And it's basically RNG with this setup if you're going to get a good X coordinate. So from here, we just move left. So I just walk left until Mario's in front of this brick right here. And then the visual cue I use is like, I'm looking at the gap between Mario's boot and the line on the wall here. So I'm just going to keep moving left like one frame at a time if I can. Yeah, like that's one frame off. I can tell there's just a tiny gap between his boot and the line. And if I just move one more pixel, hopefully. Yeah, it's like that. It's like basically touching the line. It's kind of weird because his outline is thick, but it's basically touching the line. From here, you can just go into paper mode, and then hold up, and you can try and do unspin jumps here. And I can tell right now that my coordinate's bad because if I look at my Z coordinate, the third coordinate down there at the bottom, I can tell that it's not oscillating. So I know that it doesn't work. So we're going to try and set that up again. So I'm just going to go into this corner and go into paper mode again, pause, and start holding right in the pause menu. Jump, come back over here, run into the wall, paper mode, let go of paper mode. Keep holding right after you exit paper mode. It's very important. If you don't do that, your X position is going to be a little bit messed up. So yeah, I'm going to walk left again until we're in the right spot. This is like one pixel to the right where I need to be. And yeah, you can, by the way, I should mention you can see Mario's coordinates on screen there, but 80.00 is what you want your X coordinate to be exactly. If it's anything else, it's not going to work. So get used to this visual cue here. And then, yeah. So that time I got a good X coordinate. So I was able to do the clip. And sometimes when you do get the right X coordinate, it'll not work a few times when you do the unspin jump because of how it oscillates. So you want to try a few unspin jumps. Don't just try once and then go over here and set the coordinate up again. Give it a few, 4 or 5 tries at least probably, because honestly, you should probably do more than that because you can get pretty unlucky. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's really a visual to tell if you're oscillating or not, but when you can see the Z position, it's pretty easy. So I'll set this up again. Left, up, jump, right, right, pause, upright, paper mode, pause again to buffer that right, straight right angle, jump, still running right into the wall, paper mode, let go of paper mode, then let go of right. If you do not do exactly that, your X coordinate is not going to be right. You need to move right into the wall, enter paper mode, let go of paper mode, and then after you exit paper mode, fully stop walking. So, just want to be clear about that because that's very important. Yeah, we're just going to walk back left here. So this is a little bit too far to the right again. A bit further. Oh, so I went too far, so you can just turn. I think I moved for 1 pixel or 1 frame there, so let's try and fix that. One more. Okay, there we go. If you wiggle around too much, it may not work. You might mess up your X coordinate, but yeah. I should mention this is only useful if you get 0 hitbox glitch, because there's no way to get back otherwise. You need 0 hitbox glitch to get through this wall. Or you can use practice codes and you can use the walk through wall button like that, but yeah. Another thing I'd like to mention, setting it up like this, I don't know why, but I'm not very consistent at it. It feels a little bit more consistent if I try and set it up from entering the room again. So in runs, I do just retry by going to the corner over here, like I just did. But it feels more consistent if I just restart. So something you might want to consider instead of setting it up in the corner. If you practice it this way and you get it more consistent from entering the room, then maybe just do it that way instead of retrying it this way, even though it's slower. But yeah, really not that hard of a clip. Do it a couple more times here. Yeah, so that's a little bit too far to the left. Yeah, I like to pause buffer entering paper mode there. It's a bad habit, though. Don't do that. Yeah, the thing is, you don't want to... I believe you don't want to be fully up against the wall for this clip before you enter paper mode. I've heard that. I've heard that you can get pushed out of position if you hold up before you enter paper mode. So that's why I'm doing the pause buffer, is because I want to make sure I'm in paper mode before I start moving up. So I should mention that, yeah. Let's try and set this up in the corner again. Paper mode, upright, pause, right. Right against the wall, paper mode, let go, paper mode. Walk back left. There we go. Okay, do one more time from brush room load. Jump. Right, right. Upright. Paper mode. Right. Paper mode. Let go, paper mode. Oops. Yeah, so I didn't get a good coordinate there. We'll just retry this one from brush room here. Yeah, like I said, this strat is kind of just RNG. You just need to get a little bit lucky with getting a good coordinate. And then get the frame perfect unspin jump. And also get lucky with how the screen's oscillating, so. But yeah, this... Oops. Yeah. That's why I pause buffer right there, because you don't want to start moving up while you're still entering paper mode. Try that again. Yeah, but this clip is a lot easier than the old method, so. Very good setup here. Shout out to Soric for finding this. Pretty crazy. Oops. Yeah, and sometimes you can get pushed out of the position when you fail to unspin, but you jump in paper mode like this. So be careful about that. Sometimes when you do that, it'll push you out of the position, but for the most part, you can just kind of keep holding up and do unspin jumps. Yeah, just one more time, just to make sure that it's clear how to do the trick. Jump. Paper mode, let go, paper mode, keep holding right. Hold left. Yeah, unlucky there. And yeah, just to mention, just so you can see for yourself actually, if I enter paper mode here, and then let go and stop moving left, or stop moving right, when I start moving left, see Mario's X position there? It gets messed up. So instead of it ending with a 0.00, it ends with 0.81 now. So that's the reason that you want to keep moving right in paper mode and then move left. See, then it stays at 0.00. Probably a good thing to point out. Very, very disorganized tutorial, but that's okay. There's a memory watch you can set up to see Mario's exact X coordinate, but not super necessary unless you're trying to find a way to make a consistent setup or something. Can't remember the exact values, but it's a range of about 200. But like the last 3 decimal places. What am I doing? Like a big old number, so. Pretty precise position. There we go. Okay, well, there you go. Thanks for watching. Speedrun TTYD.